Yo, what's good? What's good, fellas? We here. We up in here, man. I know it's early. It's brunch time. You know, honesty on the table.
It's still breakfast time.
Honesty on the table, man. You know, we here for another episode, man. Episode 3. The mission is here first and foremost. Family, cultivating a space where vulnerability, transparency, humble curiosity serve as the healthy roots, the foundation in which we use that for individual and collective progress.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So where we at with it?
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be your moderator today. Marlo Boyz checking in. We got Jalen Ballard over here. We got Michael Phillips over here. We got Elijah Porter, the lawyer.
Yes,
you feel me?
Hey, man, President. Bro, that's some respect to my name. You said the lawyer. You ain't gonna throw the lawyer right there, Dr. J. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? Give me a little bit.
Businessman Mike.
Hustle Mike, man.
Hustle man Mike.
I'm a hustler.
It's acceptable to me.
Okay.
I'm a hustler.
Yes, sir. Hustle man
With
Mike.
the letterman.
With the letterman. True professional, bro. You on your West Coast today, bro. I appreciate the look, bro. So, continue today. You know, our topic for episode 3 is going to be sex. So we're going to do the self-awareness check-in. How you guys feeling? How your week is physically, emotionally, mentally? What we got?
I'm in a good headspace. In a good headspace. We have a lot coming up this month. Sometimes I feel like it's never ending. You don't really get a lot of time to rest, but that's just, you know, part of the process. At least that's what I tell myself sometimes. It can be a little exhausting, but just pushing through and looking to get to a better place of self-mastery. So that's where I'm at.
Keys. What you got, Mike? How you feeling, brother?
So, fellas, we got to make sure, this is something that I'm learning every day, right?
Okay.
It's about listening, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you were going to hit to the Betty White again.
No.
Okay.
No, Betty, we already done put that to rest, bro, all right? It's about listening, fellas, all right? We got to make sure we start listening with the intent to understand, not with the intent to respond. All right? It's something I'm learning every single day. I'm still trying to get better at it. It's just one key I want to give y'all, a little gem.
Okay.
It's a little gem.
All right. But how you feel?
Oh shit, brother, I feel fine.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I feel good, brother. You know, I'm just out here.
You feel inspired? Because I'm feeling that.
You feeling that?
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right, yeah, I'm feeling a little inspired.
Okay.
That's good.
Hey, man. What's up, bro?
Good. Oh, man, I feel good, man. Another week down from school, another week closer to the PhD, man. Gotta take it 1 week at a time. I feel great. I feel great to be around y'all, man. I love y'all energy. I love the way in which y'all push me to look towards that self-mastery piece. So I'm really happy to be here, man. I'm fortunate to be here with y'all.
That's good, man. So me, for myself, I feel great. No complaints right now. Everything good. Should be hearing from the gig in maybe about a week. So y'all,
Let's get it.
pray for us,
Get
brother.
that money, man.
All right. So what we got next, y'all? We got breaking bread. So this is our topic of financial tip and health tip.
Absolutely. So we're gonna delve a little bit deeper into what I do. So for the most part,
What is it that you do?
Let
them know.
Absolutely. So I am a corporate attorney, graduated from Howard University School of Law, spent some time briefly in Silicon Valley, and then I started my own practice. I focus mostly on corporate structuring, asset protection. And so the business topic for today is going to be centered around asset protection. For the most part, when we begin this discussion, it's very important that people understand what an asset is. We hear it all the time, assets are the liabilities, but at its root, an asset is anything that has value. So the question becomes, how do you identify what is value and create a unique value proposition in which you have a strategy to protect that which you consider worthy, right? So we're familiar with crypto, stocks, bonds, businesses, holding companies, and the like. So these are different forms of assets: art, music, copyright, etc. So now when we understand just the basic functionality, because as we go forward in the podcast, I'm going to be breaking this down, doing a little bit more of a deep dive on different topics, but specifically when we look at limited liability companies, because those are things that most people are familiar with, we understand that as an entity, a limited liability company separates the business and the personal assets. So that's the asset protection piece. But what exactly are we discussing from a strategy standpoint when it comes to protecting even that asset in and of itself?
The asset of the LLC?
The asset of the LLC.
Okay.
And that's where we get into the operating agreement. Now, I want to make sure that everybody who is listening to this,
you gotta break it down for them.
Yeah. I want to make sure that everybody that's listening to this, they understand the reason, the rationale, and that every person, if you have a LLC, the articles of organization that's only the beginner step.
You gotta get in this bag.
Right? So when we're discussing the operating agreement, the purpose of the operating agreement is to provide governing terms similar to like the terms and conditions for how this particular limited liability company will operate. Now, why is that important? For example, let's say that you all decide to start a family. It's you, your wife, and your kids, right? Look, that's the buzzer. We're going in. That was a vibe.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's 10:45.
10:45. Going back to the asset protection piece, right? The structuring. Let's say that you start a family LLC. You want your family to be a part of whatever company that you have. Now, a couple of things that you need to put in place. Is this a manager managed or is this a member managed limited liability company? Why is that important? If it operates as a member managed limited liability company and you have your children a part of it, that can be problematic because now you are entrusting and empowering your children to enter into contracts on the company's behalf. Give
an example.
Right? So for example, when you don't have an operating agreement and you start this company and your children are a part of it and they own some piece of equity within the company in and of itself, now every person has say so. Every person has rights when it's member managed, right? But when it's manager managed, that means that you have designated a specific person or entity or whatever to be the person to handle the day-to-day operations and activities, to enter into the contracts on the company's behalf. So it's very, very important that you understand and know the roles in which people play. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So would that be the equivalent of like you were saying, the manager, right? He would be the equivalent like the CEO of the company, but he has stock in the company, and then everybody else is just going with his flow.
Potentially, yes.
But he's more of the representative.
Yes.
For the like he makes all the
makes decisions,
signs the paperwork.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gotcha. And so that's just one of them. But like, let's say you don't have kids, it's still operating as a single member LLC. Now, how can you leverage your operating agreement to protect your assets? So long as there's nothing that's like explicit within the state statute itself, because we understand that LLCs are governed by state law, right? And each state has a limited liability company act that you subscribe to. What you have to keep in mind, when these laws were written, most likely these laws were written in favor of the creditors, right? Because the creditors tend to have the capital to pay the politicians to draft laws that are in their favor. So in your operating agreement, this is why I tell people, everybody like to use this let me not even go into it. Everybody like to use these template forms and not really understand what their agreement is actually saying. Be cognizant of the clauses. For example, let's say there's something called a forced distribution clause. Why is that important? If a creditor brings a charging order against your LLC where they're trying to force you to fork over whatever assets that you have, if the judge takes a look and sees that your operating agreement has a forced distribution clause, or if you don't have an operating agreement at all, then the judge can say, well, now you owe this person XYZ money from your company. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that in and of itself, it operates as a voluntary distribution. Right? Meaning you choose when you decide that you want to take money out and do this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. So it's
breaking that bread, bro.
Yeah, bro. So it's a lot of different layers. We can go all day, but those are just some of the high level concepts that I want people to think about in terms of asset protecting and protecting your limited liability company, drafting an operating agreement, making sure you understand how it's governed, who has the equity in the company, who can make the decisions, who can't. In terms of the distribution of the cash flow, how does that work? Why is that important? Do you have a loan provision in the operating agreement where you can say that you can give money back to the company? So these are some of the things that we're going to be doing a deep dive on later throughout the season. But definitely thanks y'all for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Elijah, get with me after this. I need to talk to you about coaching.
Yo, for real, that was good, man. That was rich. For the health tip, these sources here are coming from the APA, the American Psychological Association, the AIS, the American Institute of Stress, and the ADAA, which is the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, right? So when we're talking about the topic of health today, it is about stress. so far, what we've seen as an American republic is that the incapability of managing a good work-life balance is the primary source of stress. Right. So the way in which folks deal with stress in myriad of different ways, whether it be in the job, whether it be in their own personal lives and their social settings, it's been something that has been reining our folks into a state where they cannot get out of. Right. So let me give you some facts. In the American workforce industry, over $300 billion is spent every year just due to job stress because of diminished productivity, due to absenteeism, attendance issues, and accidents on the work site. $300 billion is spent every year just on job stress or work-related stress and accidents alone. Another key, when the ADAA, let me specify that, when they were surveying Americans, 80% of them had said that political unrest in this country, 80% of them had said coronavirus pandemic, and 74% of them had plainly stated the future and the uncertainty of the future in this country are all significant sources of their stress. 80%. 75 to 80% are saying this. Rona, political unrest and the uncertainty of the future of our country is the main sources of our stress, coupled with the incapabilities of maintaining a good work-life balance. All right, so how folks are coping? Let's get to the numbers. How folks are coping? Only 14% are coping through exercise regularly. Only 14% of Americans, only 14%, 2020, only 14% of Americans are coping with stress by exercising regularly. Another 14% are coping with stress through smoking. So based on previous health tips, we need to get active. We need to manage a good work-life balance. We need to reestablish the way in which we distribute our energies into respective places in order to make sure that the stress that we garner is eustress, which is positive stress, not negative. All right, so that's the health.
Quick question for you.
What's up?
What do you do for stress?
I do everything, all the above, man. So I work out, I journal, I meditate. I smoke a couple minutes.
14%.
And I'll say real quick, you got to recognize what you have control over and what you don't. I think a lot of that, you don't have control over a pandemic. You don't necessarily have control over the leadership per se. Like there's certain things in terms of stress where we're inducing it on ourselves because we're trying to control everything around us, and that's just not the reality. So I think people having more self-awareness and just tapping into like, okay, you know what, I don't have control over this, but I got control over me and my individual choices that can help too.
So less macro, more micro.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simple terms.
So again, guys, as I repeated earlier, the topic of the day is SEX.
Ooh, take a deep breath.
Okay.
And think before you let it go.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get this started, bro. So we're gonna start with the Virginity Monologue. Was sex all you hoped for? Was it what you dreamed of, or did you even have a thought? Tell me how y'all feel.
Bro, sex was amazing. I ain't gonna lie. It was
Your first time?
Bro.
No, really?
Baby stroking ass.
Baby stroking. Amazing, bro.
Wow.
I can't even
When was this?
Yeah. Who's
when I was my virginity?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Last episode, bro, you said something about Shiloh Middle School.
Yeah, you said something about middle school.
Oh,
You throwing out no names out there, cut?
No names.
Middle school.
No. So yes, I lost my virginity in the F hall bathroom in 8th grade.
Oh wow.
8th grade.
Yeah,
Was the bathroom clean?
Were you
Because usually bathrooms aren't clean in middle school.
I didn't give a fuck, bro.
Okay.
But it was clean. It was clean.
Okay.
But it was
Especially in middle school.
No, it was first period, bro. It was
Okay,
it was
you got
fresh.
top of the morning.
Yeah, I got top of the morning, right after the cleaning was there.
Alright.
But yeah, it was different, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, there's nothing I could have done. I could have watched, I watched porn, all this other stuff leading up to the day, and nothing could have prepared me for.
Was it all you hoped for?
It was everything I hoped for and more.
So this was planned. Y'all playing?
Got text messages.
Yeah,
What the time was.
yeah, but you know, like
It was in the works, but y'all didn't really
I hate
necessarily
to
have a
say, it,
date.
bro, like the girl who it was, man, she wasn't nothing special to me, man. It was just a little shit.
You knew she wasn't that special.
Yeah,
It was an in and out. I just need to get my feet wet real quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. You know, I hate that it happened that way, that I lost my virginity that way, but you know.
But at least it was a good experience.
That was a great experience.
Yeah. But were you protected?
Oh,
That was the question.
We're gonna move on to the next topic.
Okay. Because I said it earlier.
Didn't even know where to buy condoms.
I was not worried about condoms in eighth grade, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually scared. You know what's crazy? I was actually scared to buy condoms as a young kid. Like I thought you had to like be
an adult.
a certain age.
Yeah.
You know, like you get to the cashier register, they looking at you funny, like this for your parents, bro. Like, nah, not the first time. Bro.
They do keep it behind the register
Yeah.
with the cigarettes and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I get that. How about you?
We
know Elijah late bloomer, so we.
I'm late bloomer. I am, bro. I'm like,
I was low key late bloomer too, man.
No,
Senior year of high school, you know, that was the time for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost my virginity.
You on time. Just about.
Yeah.
16, 17.
Yeah, 17. Yeah, 17. It was everything I sort of kind of hoped for. I was scared as hell. I ain't gonna hold you because two things was on my mind, right? One, it was at my house, so I had to make sure moms didn't come. You know, she said she get off work at 5. It was like 3 o'clock. We got out of school like around 3:30 around that time in high school. 3:30. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got about an hour, maybe 2 if there's traffic, because she worked downtown. So I was like, all right, bet I got some time. So I was pretty paranoid about making sure that she got to my crib on time.
You couldn't even GPS. You had to map quest that shit back in the day, bro. See how far it was.
I was real close to the high school.
Okay.
This right after school.
Oh,
Right
Can
after
I
school.
listen to the crib, bro?
I
mean the bus lane.
No. She took her father's pickup truck.
Okay.
Took her father's pickup truck and met me at my crib.
Okay.
It was everything I hoped for. I was protected till the last 5 minutes. I wanted to see what it was like. I ain't gonna hold you.
Wow.
I wanted to see what that raw life was like.
Okay.
I got scared and I thought I had like sort of slipped up. So like 2 weeks after that, I was like sort of sweating bullets in terms of like, I hope she's not late. I hope she's not late. I'm in the clear, you know what I'm saying? But it was great, man. It was shout out to her. Shout out to her. She didn't know. She doesn't know that she took my virginity, but
What?
To this day?
to this day she doesn't know.
Wow.
But it's fine. She has a whole life in spite of it. Respect to her, her family, her kid, her little crumb snatchers and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So,
God bless.
Crumb snatches.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a good experience my first time, so this is interesting. For me, number one, I remember I was at Fort Valley State University. I was a freshman, first semester. The month was November. Just got back from the Bethune-Cookman game. I was in the band. Shout out to the baritone players. Yeah, that was a good game. And honestly, like I would tell women at the school, I'm a virgin and I'm in love with somebody else.
At Fort Valley.
At Fort Valley. So because I was always very aware of where I was emotionally, and I knew y'all knew y'all knew who I was with in high school. That was my high school sweetheart, and I would just be very I've always been transparent. Like, I'm in love with somebody else. I'm not emotionally available. I was saying this as a freshman, and women, because they knew I was a virgin, they wanted to. It's like they wanted to, you know what I'm saying? They wanted me more. It was weird to me. I was like, yo, this is crazy, you know. So then I get back, right, and there was this one chick that I was with, and I don't know if y'all remember. It was this Cameron Diaz. Was it Cameron Diaz? It was a movie came out called Bad Teacher or something like that.
Cameron Diaz.
Okay. So I remember we had spent some time together, popped some little popcorn, and we watched the movie. And then right after I had went to the Bethune-Cookman game, I came back. I was like, you know what? You've been solid. You've met the test. Cause I've always made women go through tests. So I was like, you know what? You've been holding me down, or so I thought. See, this is where the story. It's about to get really bad.
We taking a twist?
Yeah, we about to take a twist.
Said a bad experience.
It
sounds good right now.
Okay.
So
I forgot he said it was a bad experience. Now I'm too bought in.
I did too. I was bought into the
I think it's a fairy tale and shit. I'm like, okay.
So because I remember she was in the bed. We would watch Bad Teacher. and she wanted me to, and I was like, emotionally, I'm not there. And she was like, are you serious? I'm naked in the bed. And I was just like, that's just not where I am. And I said, let's pace this out. Mm-hmm. She said, okay. So I go to the Bethune-Cookman game. I was like, you know what? She's been patient with me. So you know what? We're going to do it. Now, I was nervous. I was scared. You know,
this wasn't in the same day, though.
No, this like a week or two later.
Okay.
So like you got.
Okay, so she got naked.
That teacher.
That teacher.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks later, with the Bethune-Cookman game, I come back. I'm like, yo, you know what? Let's do this. So it happens. It's awkward. I'm like, yo, how do I put this condom on? I was going to have sex with a condom because I don't want no children. I didn't want children with her. And, but I was like, she's solid. Let's see. Okay. So I had the experience and I didn't, I didn't come like that first time, right? Okay. Yeah. But look, right? So then it gets, this the twist. The following day, I'm in the cafeteria, right? There's this guy that keeps, you know how somebody's like looking at you, mm-hmm. right? Because at this point, I'm like, okay, we done had sex, so it's now, just like you my chick in a sense, right? Like you with me, I'm rocking with you, right? I keep seeing this guy just staring at me. And so because I'm direct, I'm like, maybe I'm just tripping. So it happens again the following day, he's outside of my dorm area, staring at me again with him and his homeboys, right? I got old girl with me. Come to find out, long story short, me and the guy, we had a conversation. Come to find out, this guy, the day before, Bethune-Cookman.
East man.
Yeah. Mm. So this whole time, I'm thinking that she has been vetted, that she qualified, she met the test. Mm-hmm. And me personally, I'm being real. I wanted to only have sex with a person that I loved. Right. And that's why it was supposed to happen in high school. Right. That's a whole nother story. It didn't happen. Right. And then now here I am, I'm thinking that this is a person I can build with. And she already, like, literally the day before, bro.
Wait.
This is the day before she was with somebody else.
I ask a question?
Yes.
So the day before she was with somebody else, like, how long were y'all, like, I guess, talking?
Like, from the beginning of the semester, like, leading up to that point.
So how long?
So like that's
like 3 months.
Yeah, like
you said November.
Yeah, November. So like at least like September, at least August, September, October.
Are we in like I love you? Or are we?
We're not in. We're not in.
Okay, so we just had a talking phase. Kind of, but we fuck with each other.
Right. But I'm not messing with nobody.
Right.
Yeah, it's an understanding that.
Oh,
yeah.
So you learned. Okay.
I learned the game. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I learned, and it wasn't like I loved her, but it was like I respected us not to be dealing with somebody else.
Gotcha.
So when I got into the situation, and the bad part about it is, she got piped down by this dude inside it was like another dorm. It was another dorm where it was like 3 or 4 other people in the dorm, and apparently they had fell asleep. So it's just like, it was like a whole thing. Like, how do I process this? Right? Mm-hmm. Because I've attached a value to this person, and whole time they in the room with other, it's just like, what's happening there? Yeah. So these are just some of the things that you just learn in the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. These are just some of the things you learn in the game.
I mean, it does suck for that.
Welcome to sex.
Hey, you learn it in the game, man.
Yeah, we sorry to hear that.
How about you, bro?
My story?
Yeah, what's your story, man?
Yeah. We know your story.
We know your story.
Shout out to such and such.
Hey, shout out to Mama Dukes, brother.
Okay, for sure. So listen up. So I think I gave y'all a little peep of the story last season, junior year, spring break, 16 years old. We were planning this, all right? We've been watching porn, laying in the bed, trying to get our practice on, figure out our angles and everything like that, but we ain't do nothing. Angles, brother. So, one Saturday morning I wake up, I walk to this pussy, y'all.
You walked to it?
I walked to it, bro.
How far of a walk was it?
What you mean? It was about 2.5 miles, bro.
Yeah.
One way?
Oh, from
one
the
way?
spot right across
from Double Bridge, bro.
Yeah. Because you off Battle Creek?
Yeah. No, I was on Double Bridge at this time.
Double Bridge at the time.
Yeah. Double Bridge, bro. It's basically all the way to Morrow.
Oh, yeah. That's
about 2.
About 2.
I was excited. I probably got there in about 20 minutes, but I was moving. You feel me? Excited. So anyway, You know I ain't use no condom, so we're gonna skip over that.
Yeah.
That was my high school sweetheart. It was no question.
Right.
So basically, it was a great experience, bro.
Wow.
It's beautiful, man.
It was beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Ate pussy like I never ate it before.
You was eating
pussy at
You was
at
16?
Bro, I told you we watched porn. That's the first thing
So
they do.
you were studying.
Oral sex.
You were
So
studying.
we started out with the.
So y'all did all that.
So,
Not for the first time. On the first time.
Y'all did everything.
That's it, bro.
Damn.
We did most of the good positions. We did reverse cowgirl.
You
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm on top missionary from the back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Y'all,
hey, it was fun.
y'all did a play scene with you walking up in there.
Nah, we ain't do that. We just got straight to it, bro. So, and then after that, bro, as soon as I'm on my way walking home, bro, I called my mom. I was so excited.
Nah, I remember that
I
conversation.
felt good about that, bro. I said, Mama, I did it. She said, what you do? I said, I had sex. She said, you wore a condom? I said, yeah, man. No, that I ain't wear no goddamn condom, but that's my experience, bro. So, I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
Have you talking about it?
Let's
On
get
some
it.
OG shit, bro. So in the moments of leading to sex, do y'all like got a game plan?
What's the strategy?
What do y'all got a strategy?
Yeah.
Do y'all have something within experience to present day that is you can kind of consider being bulletproof? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I think for me, hygiene is super important.
Say that.
Yeah, like that's
I ain't gonna say that.
Let me say this real quick for the listeners. I've had sex, right, with a condom. And, you know, I've had sex with a woman using a condom and you don't smell anything, right? And then there's been these other times. There's been these other times where, you know, and I've showered and I've cleaned and put the condom on, and then the smell is just horrendous. Not horrendous, but no,
It's potent.
It's a little potent. So I think for me, I always like the game plan and make sure I have open communication with whoever I'm with that. Hey, hygiene is important. Like I never want her, like let's say she's doing, you know, oral sex on me or whatever. I never want her to feel uncomfortable having flashbacks of like sweaty balls and hair and this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna make sure I'm clean. And I expect that in the exchange. Like you can't be coming over here knowing that you're fat, because women know. That's the one thing that I do know, that women know when something isn't, you know what I mean?
The first one that smells.
Yeah, so I know. So the first part for me, I'm big on hygiene. I prep, so I know ahead of time, like whether it's like right before, man, I mean, I done hit the shower real quick just to make sure I'm ready. I'm chilling. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And just to piggyback off of that, so like so I know it's everything's good, nice and clean. You shower when you get to the house. Like, come on, let's get in the shower together. You know, we can scrub together, you know, be good together, be clean together, you know. Yeah. I think another thing too for me, it would be like communication, like you said, right? Like, not everybody
Consent.
definitely consent.
Yeah.
You said communication. You said communication.
Yeah.
First thing came to mind was consent.
Definitely consent.
You know,
for sure. But like when I'm speaking of communication, I'm more talking about like, you know, like what is it that you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, how do you like to have sex? You know, like some women, they like, you know, penetration. You know, they can orgasm off penetration, or some people, you know, they can't. They can only orgasm off clitoral stimulation. All right, and that's a very, very important key. You know, I didn't really master that until I became older. You know, probably like in my mid-20s, to where I was like, yo, like, you know, not every girl's the same. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really have conversation. Like, hey, this is what you like, this is what you don't like, and also the energy of sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you could be Elijah. You could be a guy that's like, you like, you know, rough, disrespectful sex. You know what I'm saying? Some people like that. You know? And then some people like that passionate, you know, like only missionary, you know what I'm saying, style. Like you have to have that conversation, because at the end of the day, sex is supposed to be a pleasurable thing between both parties. And if you guys both can't get pleasure from it, I mean, are you gonna really just continue having sex with that person? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's cool, but
this ain't it.
This ain't it, you know?
And that's kind of presuming in the sense that this person has already had sex, right? Because it's like, how do you really know what you like? Because I've been in situations where, you know, now I'm the senior out here, you know. I'm a OG right here. And you know what I'm saying? And
growing up.
You know what I mean? I'm growing up. You know,
good experiences.
The late bloomer came away. And now, you know, I prefer to, you know, be with women who have, you know, fewer partners or what have you, and they haven't really been exposed to as much. So it's like also kind of making sure that we as men, we pay attention to the nuances of that woman to kind of figure out what it is that she does like, and, you know, and doesn't. Cause I think that's an exchange that not necessarily can happen with communication. Cause I don't think a lot of times women really be knowing, you know, certain women don't really know what they like if they haven't had it. They just think because of what they saw on TV that that's something that they want. And then they get it. They like, yo, it's been a situation where a woman be like, I just want something just so passionate and so slow. And then they turn into an animal. And they don't, you know what I mean? So I think it's just
that's the communication. That's the communication.
That communication is, on that level is, knowing your woman is key.
Yeah. Okay. What you got, brother?
Oh man, y'all,
man, Jay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Been there like that. Y'all really missed out on the most important thing.
Yeah,
man.
what?
Hydration, nigga. I have a big ass bottle of water by the bed.
I'll take that.
Waiting, man.
That Chick-fil-A lemonade on the bed.
Nah, man. It'll make me parch. Water. That water, man. And also when I have Mio water. You know, I like Mio vitamins. It's like an enhancer with the orange. It's fire. And another thing, like when we talk about hygiene, key, shower, of course, but also I wash my hands. I gotta make sure I wash my hands, and also I have sugar scrub. Make sure my hands are soft. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm soft and shea butter on that thing.
Hold on. You got what, bro?
A sugar scrub.
A sugar scrub?
You got a sugar scrub.
Get sugar scrub.
I seen it in his bathroom.
Is that
right next to the shea butter,
particularly
bro.
for sex?
No.
Oh,
It's in general.
Okay.
I use it for exfoliating my face.
But that's
face.
his pre-prep though.
And because I manscape before sex too. Like for instance, my baby coming, you know what I'm saying, soon. You know, she's coming on later this week, so I'm gonna be nice and manscaped for you, baby. So
right.
when you're talking about nice and prepped in the shower, you know, making sure you're nice and good down there. Also manscaped. I clean up all that. I want to look nice and model-esque and ready for you. So I have that sugar scrub ready for the hands and for my torso. And then I have a bottle of water right next to the bed. Sometimes I do music, sometimes I don't. But it's really at their preference. I'm really following the woman's lead. I'm really patient. I'm not pressed. But whenever they're ready to go, I'm ready.
You said up something real valid. Not to be pressed.
Let me talk about it.
Yeah. Get into it. Come on, man. Please get into that.
This is some OG bullshit.
Oh, man. It's some OG
Hey, this is the strategy.
Listen up.
Of all strategies. Yes. Don't be pressed.
Yeah. Take your time.
That's it, bro. Because once you press, what you say, bro?
You're going to come quick and you're going to be out the game.
And you're going to make a mess, bro.
And you're going to look like a fool.
Come on, bro. So, like, never be pressed, bro. So the game to my strategies is I never stress the pussy. That period. Play it cool. You know she wants you. Bro, you can smell it.
You wouldn't be there.
You in the bed, bro. You can. Well, me, I got a good sense, bro. I can smell the wetness, bro. You get what I'm saying?
You smell the moisture.
Or the moisture for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I be on it. And a little cheek, you can know they wet too. When you know you give them a hug or whatever, you kind of grip underneath the booty cheek. Slide.
Feel a little
Watch the finger. Slide. With the grip.
Let's go.
Hold on. It is the viewers in
Watch the finger. Slide.
It's the middle. Slide with the grip.
Okay.
And when you do that, listen to this, cause y'all chest and stomach. Watch the jump.
The diaphragm.
They go.
There you go.
You good, baby? Yeah, okay. That's the kickstart. You know how you are at the lawnmower on the go-kart and you press the little red button? That's
primer?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Primer.
Right. Then the color and all that gonna get that thing on started. But you ain't gonna do that because the whole point of not being pressed is basically a tease.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do that maybe once or twice. Okay.
Sometimes you gotta get down to business.
Twice. Once or twice, max. All right. Really, the first time is gonna be the struggle, but second time you're a strong man. I'm disciplined up. I can do 2, 3, 4, because I'm just priming. Because when I'm in there, she's been so ready over these course of the time.
Right.
I ain't really gotta do no work. By the time I do the clitoral stimulation?
There you go. You gotta make sure we put that on.
Okay.
Clitoral stimulation.
Within the foreplay.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Important. Say it
Within
again.
the foreplay.
The most important thing.
Yes.
Foreplay
Yes.
is key.
Period.
The goal
Yes.
is to make her come
Before.
orgasm
Kissing,
before you
sucking,
even
licking.
get in there.
That's it.
That's game number 2. I'm giving y'all too many gems.
That's gonna be
So that raises a question.
Okay.
Are you all doing clitoral stimulation on every woman?
For sure.
Yes, sir.
On every woman?
Yes, sir.
It depends.
Absolutely not.
It depends.
No.
It depends on the woman, man.
I'm like,
It depends
If they-
on
if
the
they- if
woman.
they mind- if they mind, yes. If they mind, yes.
Y'all,
Come on,
man.
Not every
Yes,
woman.
of course.
Not every woman
Not
is worthy.
every
Not every
woman.
woman.
Not every woman is
then
worthy.
you shouldn't be talking to
No,
her.
no,
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 bro.
no. Nah.
If you can't kiss both lips, then you shouldn't be
Nah.
speaking.
That's
bro.
it, bro.
Nah, bro. Because look, right? Okay.
Makes sense.
Bro, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Let this build, right? Let this build.
Mhm.
Certain things need to build over time. And what's happening during, before, and after the sex process, you're evaluating, right? You're evaluating because there's still certain things that you don't know, right? So my experience, based on the young lady that I was with, right? Going back to my experience when I, lost my virginity,
Mm-hmm.
it taught me very valuable lessons on overvaluing a person, and not vetting them good enough. And so for me, what I'm doing is that if I would have rushed that process, I could have potentially put myself in an adverse situation because this is a person that was already sleeping with another person, even though we had this communication about X, Y, and Z. So for me, I like to be a little bit more cautious about what I'm doing before I do it. And instead of just engaging with every woman that has an interest or what have you, that's not my style.
I have a question. So what are we?
Yeah.
So what are we talking? Are we talking like you don't eat every chick?
No.
Not but not okay. So let's just say it's not like over a period of time after we have sex a couple times, then I'll do it, or it's like this person no, this person sure the first time, this person nah.
Nah.
And sometimes, Mike, I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes it's just based on the energy.
Yeah, it's like
sometimes that moment is like.
But okay, so y'all believe in energy, right? Like energy, right? Yeah, like when you have sex with somebody, right? Like you transfer energy and shit, right?
Absolutely.
So you guys will transfer energy, but you won't eat no pussy.
Well, I ain't saying that.
He said that.
That's what I said. Like in terms of like if the energy brings itself, even if I sort of kind of barely know you, but me and you got something going on, I might go there.
I feel like you gotta earn certain things. That's just my mentality is that I have to see the investment. See, that's a reward.
I respect that.
That goes back to the energy. That's the thing that y'all share. Like, but it's that chemistry. That's that energy you get.
It builds over time. You don't pull all your tricks out. See, that's why
all your tricks.
No, we're not pulling out tricks. We just
yes. Listen.
That is basics.
It's basics.
That is not the basics, bro. That's not the basics, bro. That's not the basics, bro.
But like I said, bro, if what I said, one, they already vetted, all right. We ain't eating no pussy without being vetted, okay?
Right. We established.
For me personally, I'm not even having sex with no stranger. I ain't never had no one night stand.
Agreed.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm processing, vetting, evaluating prior to. That's the whole point of not being pressed.
Right.
So the first time you over there kicking it, hugging, booty rubbing, hunching, but not doing nothing, that's the evaluation.
Speaking.
You vetted. I'm trying to test your self-control according to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, doing it again. You know what I'm saying? But the second time I might get involved, but now I'm checking hygiene.
Exactly.
So I'm coming with you feel me? I'm checking all that, bro.
Indeed.
Boobs, making sure your nipples ain't got no taste, all that.
Right.
And then the third time,
nipples ain't got
but
no taste.
But
sometimes you never taste all day, bro.
Yo,
I need this explained to me.
All day, bro.
All day, bro.
Okay, so say for a moment, right? You had a long day, right? You say we on base all day, and then your chick at work all day. All right, we both got long hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you get home.
No sweat over time.
build sweat over time. We ain't had a chance to hygiene like we would like to.
Get scrub.
Right? And then you just get straight to it.
So you taste it all day, broad.
Right. They got a little
soft, little soft.
Come on.
Sometimes a little residue.
But I thought we said we showered.
I thought we just talked
got a
about
hygiene first.
I get that, but this is your
sometimes-
partner.
Sometimes you just get to it.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
I
I know that if that's the case, then I know what I can and can't do because I'm not going to be tasting it all day. Bro.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
yeah.
But if you know the nipple is the spot and it's your go-to shit to do for that partner,
Bro, there's
you
different.
gonna do
Nah,
it.
brother.
Yeah.
You gotta understand. In certain situations, you know, like, okay, bro, this is just an in and out. You know what I'm saying?
See, you have ass. It ain't
How-
in and out.
how?
Nigga, get to it.
How?
You gonna have to take an L for them nipples that day, bro.
For the
and taste
all
that
day
salt.
raw taste?
It don't
That's why
matter.
the water's by the bed too.
Period.
It is
Even
about.
if
it is
even
about
if even if you need
demand.
to take that off, hit one of them right there, and come back to a fresh nip, you gonna have to do that, bro.
That's why you got that water by the bed.
Nah,
And that's why you
bro.
got the water, bro. The water always gotta be by the
It
bed.
can't be parched in bed, bro. It can't be parched after sex.
Hydration is important.
So then again, we go back
Can't be
to
parched.
the marriage, right? Let's take it back. That's part of the sacrifice, bro. You're gonna have to get that all day nip.
That's part of the sacrifice.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Ain't
No, it's
compromising,
not.
bro.
What?
If
Right, so I don't disagree. Like, there, you know what I'm saying? There's, you
This
can't.
is not all the
you can't,
time,
You can't
bro. This
always
is
just
maybe
hit
like-
the high. You know, you can't always just.
That's what I'm
sometimes
saying.
you
That's what
you
we're
wanna
saying.
get it in.
That's what I'm saying. There's gonna be some.
But you gotta understand when you get it in like that, you and your partner know, like, listen, like, baby, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really hit the shower like I want to, but
Understood.
I want it, and we're gonna do it real quick. So I'm not finna go. You know what I'm saying? What?
Okay,
Sometimes you take
okay.
a bird bath, you don't take a full shower, and you get to it.
But check this out though, right?
bird bath.
We
You never took a bird bath?
Brother.
a bird bath. This
I know the bird bath.
Okay,
is,
yeah.
All right, that's real
Sometimes
poor,
take
all
bird
right?
bath.
like I grew up
So
poor.
I know the bird bath is.
Sometimes you can't do the 5-star cleanup as you get ready.
Oh,
But listen, bro,
Trying to be
right?
quick.
Listen, bro, right?
Yeah, man.
All right, so you know I got a legal background, right? everything we do is based on precedent.
Okay.
Right? When a judge make a decision, a judge is evaluating, okay, what, looking at the precedent that has been put in place and evaluating whether or not this makes sense for the situation. So what I'm saying is you need to be careful of the precedent that you set. If you start to see the way that most people think, once you start to allow something and you create that level of comfortability with that person, then they're going to start expecting that more and more.
Okay.
Often.
I agree with
Right?
that.
So
I agree with that.
for me, it's about making sure that there are standards that are in place. Of course, you're gonna have exceptions that deviate when it comes to sex, but for the most part, the standards got to be in place. So for me, that's not a thing for me.
Right. So just quick rebut
Yeah.
on your thing you talking about
Yeah.
not eating the poom poom on the first.
No, I'm not eating it. I'm not eating it at first.
Right.
That's just not. It's not.
I'm
that's
with you,
not-
brother. I'm with
yeah.
you. So you're talking about like you can't bring out all the bag of tricks or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I believe that the first impression is the best impression, brother. Facts. And because you never know if you're gonna get it again. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try. Like you said, you do all the prep, you do everything before, and then when you finally get in there, you're in there, bro. And that everlasting impression is.
I ain't worried.
So, if you hit at a nigga like me, she ain't coming back.
She ain't coming back, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like real talk, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be humble.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
coming back, bro.
But here's.
and I learned that lesson the hard way too.
What's
I learned that lesson the
What's
hard
lesson?
way, bro. I did something on the lines of what you were talking about, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm not gonna bring out all my bags of tricks, or whatever, right? And then the girl I ended up having sex with, bro, she literally the next day went and had sex with the last dude she was hitting on, and told me.
I ain't had.
And I was like, and after that, I was like, okay, all right.
That's fair.
That's fair. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool.
But look though, right? We understand that backbreaking is important. Backbreaking that's the precedent. Like you can't deviate away from not breaking her back. You understand? So let's make sure we are going back to the standard. Those are the standards.
Breaking her back.
You gotta break her back in.
During
You know what I'm saying?
During
So,
consensual
but
sex.
look though, right? Look though, what I'm saying is that women are always looking for something new, something fresh, something that's inventive. See, the problem is with a lot of people, once your woman know what you do, you're gonna start seeing her doing the movements before you do it. She already turning. She already know every trick that you're getting ready to do. So what I'm saying is just keeping it creative, keeping it inventive. I got all types of stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not about to bring out the stripper pole. That's not what we doing right now. We're gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to bring out the cuffs and the blindfolds. We're gonna wait. I'm not about to
Christian Grey.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not bringing out the oils and the strawberries. Nah, that's something that you got to build up to. Let's see how much equity you put into this company, right? And then you're gonna get your return on investment. That's just how I operate.
Brother, I agree with you,
operate like that.
I operate like that as well.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you already know, man. How do you come on?
Hey, brothers. Marriage, sex.
Man. We ain't even gonna get on that.
We ain't gonna get on that because I had to go.
We're gonna say that for another second.
We're gonna move on to the next question. All right. So, brothers.
Yeah.
How important is sex to you? Is it a necessity, or you can withhold, abstinent, anything like that? How y'all feel about that?
Well, coming from a married perspective, when it comes to sex, right? I think it's important for both partners, but I think it's also important for like communication, because at the end of the day, like, for most, I don't know how it is nowadays, but y'all help me with this. Like, I feel like for most men, we're like hornballs, right? We just want to have sex all the time. That's why I said, like, chime in if y'all don't feel that way too. But I say for myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have sex. Like, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love having sex with my partner, but, you got to have communication, because at the end of the day, the other person might either be on a higher level than you or might be on a lower level than you. So, that communication is very important, I would say, from a marriage perspective. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's important, bro. Like, it's because it for me, at least, it's not just sex no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the love of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the person I want to have kids with. Right. So you have to understand, like, when we have sex, it's like our souls are exchanging. Like,
it's purposeful.
Yeah, it's purposeful. Like, it's intentional. Like, it's not. It's not
the
just.
The question is, though, do it take marriage to feel that? I'm pretty sure you felt that before marriage, right?
Nah, brother, it's different, bro. I ain't gonna cap. It's different. Like so you feel the type of connection with somebody that you're deeply in love with, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it's the difference between being deeply in love and then being deeply in love with somebody who basically name is on everything of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to build a life with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are already in that phase of trying to do that. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's different just because I can, I just tell you from experience, from just being in love with somebody outside of marriage and then being married to somebody, because I made that commitment that I want to spend the rest of my life with that person. Mm-hmm. It's just something different, bro. Different. That's just me, though. I'm not saying you can't feel that energy, but sense, it's just a different type of energy.
Okay, because with the marriage and the true life commitment opens another frequency.
Yeah.
So do you save something for that? Right? When you get now the difference between not being married and married, did you save something in particular, sex wise or whatever, for that specific person?
Oh, bro. Yes, sir.
Okay, bro. So that goes back.
But when I say,
I'm just tying it back to what
it's not really, but it's not really saved though. To me, it's more like I'm more open to do whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever.
Because she's worthy,
bro. Whatever. She's everything, bro.
She's everything. She's worthy. Absolutely.
Okay. Bro, so Jay.
What's up, bro?
Freaking nasty.
Freaking nasty.
Waiting, is it important? Is it necessary?
Sex is a part of my life. It's part of my lifestyle.
Okay.
I agree with Mike in a way in which sex is a part of my mental health. Sex it helps me with my stress. I'm not ashamed of it at all. So is sex a necessity, like air or water? Nah, but it is a priority for me. But again, that goes back to the communication that Mike was saying. He made some good points about it, because me and my girl, we talk all the time. She knows what I'm about. And, me and her, we get down to business. And there are times where, we have to have that conversation about all right, you a little too horn right now. I ain't ready. Or all right, when you get ready, let me know. And then vice versa. But sex is definitely important to me. I hold it in high regard. Partly because we talked about this in pre-production. I didn't get ass until I was 17. I didn't know women wanted to throw me booty until I was 22, 3. So I had to make up for lost time. That's why I went on a little, everybody had to go through a little whole phase. So I had to go through that. And during that time, I was sort of getting my ego, I was getting my pride, I was getting my sense of self together when it comes to the sex department. How far am I willing to go? What am I adding to the toolkit? What am I going to keep for self for my mates? And what am I only just going to leave for the streets? Like I figured all that out through my partners when I was having sex. But in that time, I also was like low key ashamed of how much I wanted to have sex because, one of the myths and one of the narratives is like, black men, you hypersexual, like all they are is one walking phallic symbol if they're not, portrayed as violent or they're not portrayed as someone as being weak or acceptable or digestible. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I was like, damn, I don't want to admit how much I like sex because it feels like I'll be pigeonholing myself into a stereotype. But fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. Yeah. I like handling business. I love sex. I love going multiple rounds, licking, sucking, all that whole thing, man. That's my thing.
Okay, that's what's up, bro.
All for you, girl. All for you. You know who I'm talking to.
Absolutely.
Hold on, man. Hold on. You be talking shit during sex, bro? Just like that.
Do I talk shit?
Not every time.
It depends.
Yeah, I know that.
That's not
right.
Every time?
I talk shit.
Not
Pornhub shit.
I talk
Pornhub shit. What's the dark skinned nigga that be running his fucking mouth?
What's the pipes?
Oh, I hate that nigga.
Yo, get your ass down here. Yeah, get that thing. Yeah. Put
Bro,
your ass over
You
here.
creating the fantasy.
I watched him as a kid.
I hated him.
And I vowed that I would never
He always
speak
was talking, man.
during sex
He was
like that,
always
bro.
talking.
I come in a little, here and there, little, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. I'm talking about, bro, this man talks the whole time.
Close thing I get to talking to him is just making sure they okay.
That's it.
Make sure they okay. We see that sweat on their back and stuff like that. Dang, man, they tired. Make sure they hot. Make sure they all right. Want some of this water, girl?
Don't forget the water.
I like to see and experience the exchange, and when you're trying to get her to say something, and she can't really say it, or she's moaning.
We need
with
those cues.
I like that. I really take that full on. I embrace that. Because you're doing what you need to do. So definitely. So I think that's nice.
So is it a necessity?
Is it
a necessity for you?
It's not a necessity, but it's very important, bro. I mean, you hit all the points, bro. You're my Cocoa brother, so we.
Yeah, Cocoa Brothers, man.
Yeah.
Cocoa Brothers.
We in line for sure.
Cocoa Brothers, man.
Indeed.
Body, mind, and soul for sure, bro. So, have y'all ever been pussy whipped?
Yes.
What everybody was talking about.
I have. Just a real quick, I have been pussy whipped. It's not a great thing, okay? Because it actually, so like,
on many occasions, brother, this is just one time. Let's talk about it.
I'm gonna go one time because I feel like the true difference. So from me, pussy whip, right, is that you're so in love with the pussy, or you want to have sex so bad that all the other bullshit that comes with the pussy, attached to the pussy, you'll it's acceptable.
That's when sex becomes a necessity.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's to me is what pussy whipped is. Yeah, it's it caused me to be in a relationship, bro, 2 years too long. You know what I'm talking about.
You told everybody who you talking about.
I don't know.
We talking about Orange Crush?
Oh. No.
Yeah, bring your ass here, boy.
Yo. Oh. See.
You knew she was dangerous. How she came at you?
And she came at you.
You knew she was a soul snatcher. The way she came at you.
Yeah. Hey man, shout out to Orange Crush, man. Bring it back.
It is back.
Is it back?
They actually doing like tours. They like going from like Miami, Jacksonville, and like somewhere else. For sure.
Okay.
We're not going.
I mean, we can't go no more.
No.
We too old.
Nah, it's like older. They
like
kind of changing Orange Crush to more of a freak neat type.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I did a little research on that. It came on my feed. Look at God.
Do we need to get a hot tent? Still a table tent?
All right.
Who you got?
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
I've been booty whipped before, but that was again during that time when I was trying to.
Hold on. You been booty whipped or you been pussy whipped?
So you was eating the booty?
I didn't start eating booty yet until my girl.
Yeah.
My girl's the first booty muncher. All right, yeah. So I've been pussy whipped before. That was when I was like, trying to get my feet wet, trying to test the attractive water, see how I am out here and how am I faring out here in this environment. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, bro.
It was disappointing. Looking back on it, it was really disappointing. I was like, I really could have kept it. I didn't keep it player.
So disappointed.
Yeah.
I didn't keep it player. I was pressed.
Yeah.
I was on my knees, bro.
Yeah.
Like literally.
And I asked God for forgiveness for that. Yes, I did. Because I literally was on my knees in the parking lot, holding her hand, talking about, please let me inside.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's
No,
unacceptable.
that's real. That's
Unacceptable.
Sorry, that's
I was 18, 19 years old. Like, that was, they're looking back, oh, you were young, but it's like, looking back on it still makes me cringe. It's like, bro, you really could have just played cool. You've been fine.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
So did you get the pussy or no?
Did you get it?
Let's go. Come on.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, so,
That's the only upside.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get a good nigga. Sometimes you gotta pay for it.
to let you go. You know what I'm saying?
If I had the
bag complete. Yo.
hey,
Yeah.
that worked out.
That worked out. Well,
That was the only upside.
That's all right, it worked out, brother.
You didn't take no L.
You didn't take no L.
You took a half L and then you
That's it. You were cool.
you cool in halftime.
I really asked for
Come on, Lo. Talk to us, bro. What's up?
like that.
Me?
Yes, sir.
One time, bro. But that's my
Give me the nickname.
OG baby mama.
okay.
Okay.
I walked 2.5 miles before I even got the pussy. You know what I'm saying? So of course,
That's real, bro.
I'm a perfectionist, bro. So like, I mastered that thing, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Korea, brother.
We're gonna talk about that in the next episode.
All right.
Sure. What's up with you, bro? You got some experiences, bro.
Yeah.
You making them wait out here?
Yeah, you making a wait. You couldn't have been pussy with, brother. What's up?
He definitely been
Never?
pussy with, bro.
Never.
I haven't.
I believe him.
You never been in a situation to where like you were only in it for the pussy, and whatever bullshit might have came with that situation, you was willing to take because of the pussy.
She always had to do more things. I think. Bro. I've always been in a certain position.
They coming for you.
No, bro. I'm being real. I've always been in a certain position, and for me, no. I think it's important to make sure that this is a pleasurable experience. This is something that we both enjoy. Let's look at ways in which we can improve. We're constantly adapting. We're growing. We're evolving together.
We talk about pussy whip, brother.
But in terms of that, I don't know, bro.
Why you come on?
I'm just saying, bro.
Relax. Turn the lawyer off. I need Southside
No. But let's break it down, though. You gotta think. His first experience.
Come on.
He got played.
You know?
Yeah.
Bro. You know?
So once he became,
bro, we all got played, bro.
But he'll never put his heart
we
back
all
in
got
that
played.
situation.
Did you not get played? Did you not get played by your first love?
Once.
Did you get played by your first love?
Once.
And never again, right?
Never. So that was his example.
And I wasn't pussy whipped in that situation
Because it wasn't even on that.
So it's just like now
I was gonna have the opportunity to be pussy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's like
he only got one time, and then the day before, and then after that, FDB.
Oh man, that's funny.
So he had to move on to the next. After this point, he done knew better.
This is hilarious.
I love this.
So
Yeah.
That's a good shit,
I
man.
had to come save you, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
he already done got
oh.
Eastside. It's not long one time. You know what I'm saying? So
What's that?
Eastside.
Yes, sir.
Alright. But you know they went to all sides.
Oh,
ain't man. Alright, east side, west side, south side, north side.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. That's a wrap though.
That's right.
Yo, we
we can get into
We gonna end it on Porter having him wait.
That's it.
Because he gotta make sure.
Porter gotta make sure.
I gotta make sure before he give you all of him.
Yeah,
part of him before he give you. Then after that, he give you part of him. Then after
You got to be vetted to do business.
You know.
He need an operation degree. Alright.
It's a limited liability company.
No. It ain't a partner limited liability company.
It's voluntary distribution.
Yes.
It's voluntary distribution.
Yo, that's
He's gonna
hilarious,
fire
man.
Sachs as escort.
Oh, man. But we gonna build together. We're gonna build a legacy.
That's it.
Indeed.
In the bedroom and in the boardroom.
Hey man,
Yeah.
But
we're gonna talk about some real shit in this episode, bro. We're gonna talk about love in this episode. I want to get deep into that. I want to see what y'all talking about when it comes to that.
things I got.
Can you be in love more than once?
for sure.
For sure.
Okay.
We're gonna talk.
Okay.
You. All right.